All right. Everybody take a look at up here. I want you to think about what you notice and what you wonder. First, think about it on your own. What do you wonder? What do you notice? Okay, turn and talk to your partner.
I noticed that one has like water. I know the other one is like
Yeah. What do you notice? Okay, so they have the same recordings with different formats. Do y'all wonder anything? No, not really. What do y'all notice and what do y'all wonder? Okay, so one's bar graph and one has plotted points. Okay, I can go with that. Do y'all wonder anything? Okay. What do y'all notice and what do y'all wonder?
Both of these are charts, and they both have an x-axis and a y-axis.
Ooh, I like that. I like that chart. Okay. Do y'all wonder anything?
I wonder why one is like, I don't know what you call it.
Explain it to me and I'll help you out.
Like one is like a, what is that thing called?
The one on the left or the right?
The one on the left.
Bar graph?
Yeah, one is a bar graph and one is a coordinate plot.
Okay. I like that. Wonder why they have it in two different formats? Okay. If you hear me clap once, hear me clap twice. Let's raise our hand. What do you notice and what do you wonder?
What I noticed is that the right one has dots and the left one has like bars, but there's to me what I also wonder is if they're the same height.
Okay, she said she noticed that this is has the dots and this one has the bar graph, so that is called a what? Coordinate plane, right? Okay, and this one is a bar graph. So good job.
I noticed that both of these have an x-axis and a y-axis.
So that's right. So they both do have an x-axis and a y-axis. Although, is this one labeled? No. Okay.
I noticed that that they have the same recordings, but they're like in a different format.
Okay. So they have the same recordings, but they're in a different format. Anybody else?
They both have the origin.
They both have an origin. I like that. Good job. All right. So a graph tells us a story. What story do both of these graphs tell? I want you to think about it first. Graphs normally tell a story. What stories do these graphs tell? Turn and talk to your partner.
Maybe like what was the question again? I forgot.
It's okay. So these tell a story, right? What is the story of these graphs? What are these graphs telling us?
Wait, these tell a story?
Graphs do tell a story. Okay.
Is it Tara or Tiara?
So you can say Tara or Tara. Just depends on how they pronounce. Okay. But let's focus on these graphs, okay? Okay, I can zoom in it. If you can't see it, you gotta let me know, okay? I'll zoom in on one at a time. Sorry, I need to zoom in a little bit so she can see. Can you kind of see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's like the number of minutes.
Hey, did you see it?
At practice.
Okay. I actually think that it's on this page, so maybe that'll help you out as well.
It would be better if it's in the book, because I can't.
One of them are, okay? So just kind of look at this to help you out. All right. You hear me clap once? You hear me clap twice? What story are these graphs telling us? Okay, so how many minutes? Yeah, is there anything else that maybe it tells? Maybe add on to hers?
It shows the recordings for the last 7 days.
Okay, so For the last 7 days, how many minutes Tara practices each day, right? Okay, good job. We interpret bar graphs based on the height of the bars. We interpret the graph with the points by using the coordinates of the points. On both graphs, what does moving right mean? So on both of these graphs, what does moving right mean? Tell your partner what you think it means. On these graphs, what does moving right mean? Am I just moving right? Okay, I'm going east, but what does that mean for our graphs up here? If I move right on this graph, what does that mean? What could help us out to figure that out? What axis were we on? Let's talk about that, if we move right. Okay, so let's look at the x-axis. Is there any information on that x-axis that can help us figure out what that means? What is it labeled? What is that x-axis? What is it labeled underneath it? The day, right? So if we move right, that's telling us what? Not the week, but you said it. The day. So either the first day, the second day, the third day. Do we see that? Yeah? Okay. All right. Focus. All right. So what do we think moving right on that axis means? Bray.
The different days she practiced.
Exactly, the different days, like day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way to day 7. Good job, Ray. So let's think about this. If that means the day, right, what does moving up mean? Tell your partner.
Different minutes, different.
The different hours or the different minutes?
Minutes.
Okay, the different minutes. This one was minutes. So what do y'all think?
So we think that moving up might mean about the time that she spent practicing.
Exactly. All right. Flat tire. What do we think?
It's probably the minutes.
Okay. And how did you figure that out?
Because Ashley said, well, I said at first it could be an hour. Ashley told me that you cannot practice piano practice for 40 hours, 45 hours.
Yeah, and what does it say on the side of our where our time is right here?
It said number of minutes spent practicing.
Okay, good job. All right, so today we will learn how to interpret graphs in the coordinate plane that represent real-world situations. Y'all just take a look at this bar graph up here. Or not bar graph, coordinate plane. How many minutes did Tara practice piano on day 4? I'm trying to scroll it. Raise your hand when you know. How many?
30.
30. Okay. How do we know that? How do we know that?
Because if you go on the very bottom and you go to day 4, then you go up, you see that it's on 30.
Okay, so you're saying that as I move, I go to day 4, and then look up, and then that was day 30 minutes, right? Yes.
Remember when you showed me the coordinate plane? That's a different type of plane too?
So bar graphs and coordinate planes are very similar because they're doing kind of the same thing, right? You have to go on the x-axis and figure out what this means and go up in order to figure out what the bar graph means as well. So they're very similar. They're just, like Zayden said, they're just in different formats, okay? So what is the ordered pair for what we just answered. For day 4. What is our ordered pair? What is our ordered pair?
4:30.
4, not 4 times 30. Remember, it's 4, comma 30. And put it in parentheses. Good job. All right. How can we interpret the meaning of this point? For example, what does the story, what if you were to tell me with your words what 4:30, what this means, what would you say? I want you to tell your partner what it would say. Okay, but exactly for this one, what would you say? Exactly, that's great. Do you see what she's saying? Okay. How would you describe this? Okay, but with what Tara's piano, if I say, describe Tara's piano practice for that day, what would you say?
The fourth day of the week. The fourth day of the week.
Okay, so maybe let's leave out the y-axis and x-axis, and then let's talk about the minutes and the days. Will that help us out?
30 minutes and 4 days.
In 4 days or on day 4?
On day 4.
Okay, so Tara practices piano for 30 minutes on day 4. But let's try to say it in the order that we have it in the ordered pairs. Okay, so on day 4, Tara practices. Okay, good job. All right, who would like to explain this day about Tara?
On day 4, Tara spent 30 minutes practicing piano.
And you see how he kept it in the order that we normally do it, right? He said on day 4, Tara spent 30 minutes practicing piano. Okay, that's the story of that part of the bar graph or that part of the line plot or the plot. Okay. In both cases, what does the number 30 represent? So in this case and in this case, what does the number 30 represent? What does it represent?
Minutes.
The minutes, the amount of minutes that what? That she played, that Tara played. If we move down from that point, we intersect the x-axis at day 4. If we move left from that point, we intersect the y-axis for 30 minutes. So if we come down, we go to 4, and if we go over, we go to 30. And the same here, 4 and 30. I want y'all to turn to page 163. What page? 163. And I want you to work with your partner for problem 1A through D. Problem 1A through D. And make sure you're discussing with your partner. How do you know? All right, are we good? Make sure you're working with your partner. Let's see what y'all doing. Okay, how'd you find that out? So it says on which day did Tara practice for most minutes, right? Okay, the point that was closer to the largest number, right? Which would be what? 40 minutes, right? And then on what day would that be? On day 6. Okay, good job. Are you good? Okay, let's see. Read it to me. Read it. Okay, so how would we find out? The origin, yeah. Okay, so why did you stop right here? Why didn't you keep going?
on day 1.
Okay, so you stopped at day 1, and then you went up to figure out how many minutes, and you found out what? Absolutely correct. Good job. Keep it up, okay? I want you and your partner to discuss problem 1 while everybody else tries to finish, and we'll go over it and discuss it, okay? Maybe give them a challenge. Maybe give them another point. Tell them to point a plot.
How many less minutes did Tara practice on day 5 than on day 6?
Ooh, I like that. So what would you have to do? Okay, subtract what?
How many less minutes did Tara practice on day 5 and day 6?
You're doing good. So day 5 is 0 minutes, and day 6 is what?
20 minutes.
Oh wait, hold on. What is it?
40.
Okay, so then you have to go, like you said you had to subtract, right? 40 minus 0, which would be what?
40.
So yeah. He was trying to trick you on that one, huh? How many more minutes did Tara practice on day 6 than on day 7? Okay, make sure you're discussing with your partner.
The last one.
Okay, you're doing good, okay? That's good. So what if Miss Ashley asks, how many minutes did Tara practice piano for the whole week?
150 minutes. Yes, I'm there.
Oh, you already did it? Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of your challenge ones?
Yeah, earlier when we first seen it, like we were like,
I like that y'all are challenging your minds like this.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like, how many minutes did she practice through the whole thing? I'm like, ain't no way she
Okay,
might be
well,
practicing for that long.
What's the difference between the least amount of minutes and the most amount of minutes?
40. Wait, she practiced for 0 on day 5. Day 5 be a 0.
Okay, what about this? What is the medium of her amount of minutes?
Wait, what?
Think about it, medium.
Medium.
What's the medium? What does it sound like? Yes, go ahead.
At least
All right, it looks like most of y'all are done this first part. Yeah, go ahead.
3 and 4.
Wait, let me start over.
How many days? Has Tara practiced?
If you hear me, clap once. If you hear me, clap twice. All right, so let's kind of look over and see and make sure that we're getting it correct. So the graph shows the number of minutes Tara practiced piano each day in 1 week. The first one says what, y'all?
How many minutes did Tara practice on day 1?
How would Miss Ashley find this out? Okay, I'm gonna look at my chart.
You can go to look down at the bottom and go to day 2.
Day 2?
Day 1.
Okay, why day 1?
Because it says how many minutes did Tara practice on day 1.
All right, I'm at day 1.
Then look up and then you see 20. So that means she practiced for 20 minutes.
All right, so how many minutes did Tara practice on day 1?
Tara practiced for 20 minutes on day 1.
Practice for 20 minutes. All right. Part B. Let's read it.
Which day did Tara practice for 10 minutes?
All right, so where would I have to look for this?
Look at the 10-minute y-axis.
Okay.
Y-axis.
And until
All the
what?
way to the day where it's played.
To the 2. And we stop at the 2. So on which day did Tara practice for 10 minutes?
Day 2.
Day 2. Good job.
Good job, Ashley.
All right, are we good so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs to the side. All right. All right. Part C. Let's read it.
On which day did Tara practice for the most minutes?
Somebody help me out.
She practiced on day 2.
Oh.
I mean, she practiced on day 6.
So you said day 6. So how'd you figure that out?
Started at the origin.
Okay.
Then I went over 6 spaces. And I went up.
So how do you know that that is the most?
Because everything else is lesser.
Yeah, so everything else is less than that one, and that's the most what? Minutes, right? So day 6.
Good job, dear.
Good job.
Good job.
All right, let's read that part D.
So, if y'all understand, the answer would be the answer.
Hold on.
I think you'll do 20.
Okay, why do you think it's 20? Tell me what.
Because if we look at day 7, and then it goes up to 20, and day 6 goes up to 40.
Okay, so you said first you looked at day 6, and you said what?
Day 6, she practiced for 40 minutes.
So day 6, she practiced for 40 minutes,
And on day 7, she practiced for 20 minutes.
and day 7, she practiced for 20 minutes.
And then we subtracted
And why did you subtract?
because it says how many more.
How many more? That's right.
And 40 minus 20 is 20. Good job.
Good job, Parker. Good job, Parker. All right. Let's take a look. All right. Try with your partner on the next set.
Can we put a fraction?
Let's see. What's it say?
How many miles did Kelly drive between hours 3 and 4? Can I put a fraction?
I would think about it. Talk to your partner and y'all discuss it, okay? And then I'm gonna come back to you and see what y'all come up with. Okay.
How many hours will it take Kelly to drive a total distance of 150? Total distance 4 hours. How many miles did Kelly drive between 3 and 4?
That's the other page. The other page. That one. Right there.
Let's see what that.
Right there.
Yes.
Me and Adam was saying which one was the plot. And on the board, it said on the other one, it had 45 minutes up here. So Adam plot 6:40. He said that's nowhere on it.
Yeah, so that would be 45 if that were.
Not.
It could be because between each one is how much?
5.
5. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And that is a line, so that could be 45.
Pay up.
Okay. How'd you figure this out? How many hours did it take Kelly to drive a total distance of 150 miles?
So, we both looked at the 4, the drive of one distance of 150 miles, so we looked at this.
Okay, so
We found the
So they gave you the 150,
Yeah,
yeah.
we found the one that was plotted 150, so we saw like it was plotted over 4, and it's close to, it is on the y-axis on 150, so we just
Okay.
decided it was 4 because it was plotted over.
So this one, I see that y'all have a number, but there's no work. How'd y'all figure that one out?
Because like we see that it's going up by 15, and then it says between the hours 3 and 4, so we saw that 3 and 4 were both right here, and they both just 15 and 4.
Okay. Okay. All right. If y'all are good, y'all can go on.
for real.
Yes. Okay, did y'all figure it out? Let's see what you had. How many miles did Kelly between hours 3 and 4. What do we know about hours 3 and hours 4?
That they're close.
Okay, they're super close, okay. What could help us figure out? Let's look at, stop thinking about the sentence, think about hours 3 and hours 4. So I see that you wrote,
That was supposed to be up here.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I just want to come on it.
All right. So we know that on hours 3, what?
She
Drove 135 miles.
Okay. For hours 3, she drove 135 miles. What do we know about hour 4?
She drove 150 miles.
280.
Okay.
And then
So between here and here, how do we figure out how many miles she drove? We could add.
we could subtract.
We could subtract. Let's go ahead and subtract. And let's see if that works. Sorry. Your pencil. Oh, hold on. You got to put that 150 first.
Okay, so 5 minus 0. So we got to take one away.
I think you wrote 156. It's 150. So can I take 5 from 0? So always double check. Okay. Okay, looking good.
We're waiting on Sheila.
Okay. Okay, while you're waiting, you could be asking questions about the problems.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Wait, keep going.
White was eating carrots. He had that juicy drop in his face.
All right, come on. Okay, if you hear me clap once, if you hear me clap twice. All right, let's take a look at some of these. What does it say for number 2?
The graph.
The graph?
Shows the total miles Kelly drove after a given.
All right, hold on. Let's try this again.
The graph shows the total number of miles Kelly drove after a given number of hours on the trip.
Part A says,
How many miles did Kelly drive in the first hour of her trip?
okay, how can I figure out what she did in the first hour, Elin?
We could figure out how much he drove on the first hour by looking at the number 1 that's above hours on the x-axis, and then looking at the number 45 on y-axis, and then going over 1.
So how many miles did Kelly drive
45 miles.
in that first hour? Good job. All right. Read part B.
How many miles did Kelly drive? Was her total distance of 150 miles.
We could start at the origin and move up along the y-axis until we see 150, and then we can move across until we see how many.
Okay.
See that it was 4 hours.
So it took her 4 hours. Good job.
Good job, Parker.
All right. Part C.
How many miles did Kelly drive between hours 3 and 4?
Okay. Let's take a look at it because some of y'all stalled out right here, okay? So if you get stalled out, think about what we know, okay? What do we know up here that she They want to know what she drives between hours 3 and 4. Do we know how much she drives at 3 hours?
Yes.
How many hours does she drive? Or, sorry, miles. Yeah, 135 miles. And how many miles does she drive?
150.
They want to know how much is between these two.
So you subtract.
So I need to subtract. Can I take 5 from 0?
The bar be the 5. That's 4, 4, then I turn to 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 15.
So
Kelly drives 15 miles between hours 3 and 4.
15 miles between hours 3 and 4. Okay, let's read part D.
Kelly drove 180 miles in 5 hours. I am going to represent this information on the graph.
All right. Sarah, how do I do it?
So first you start at your origin, then you move over 5 units, and then you go all the way up to 180.
And what do I do there?
You pull up the point.
Okay. Good job.
Good job, Sid.
All right, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs to the side. Are we good? All right, with your partner, you can complete all the way to the exit ticket. I will be coming around to make sure you can explain to me how you did what you did.
He went ahead without me, Mrs.
Oh man.
I thought you think he was going ahead.
Yeah, y'all can, yeah, it's okay. So, what's the story? What story does this graph tell us? I see you're giving us our points, but what story is this saying?
The day, how many miles, and how many miles he runs in a week.
In total? Is that what it's saying?
For each day.
Okay, so how much does, who's he?
Leo.
How much does Leo run every day? Or how many miles he runs every day for
A week.
okay, each day? For each day, because it doesn't tell us the total. We would have to figure that out, right?
So I can hear Kingsley.
Yes. Okay. On day 1, Leo runs 4 miles. Which point on the graph shows this information?
It's right here.
Okay. So how would you describe it if you were telling me with your words?
You would start at the origin, you would move over 1 space to the right and go up 4 spaces.
Okay. All right. Say that. Okay. But let's talk about this first one. What story does this graph tell us? It just tells us the days.
His
If you were to tell me about this graph, why did they make this graph? What is it?
to show how many days he ran. Like,
Okay, so just how many days he ran? That's it? That's all it tells us?
Day 1, Leo runs 4 miles. Which point on the graph
the
shows
miles he ran,
1
and
Each what?
day.
So the number of miles Leo runs each day. So that's the story it tells us, okay? You're doing good. So let's see. So let's see. see. So what's the story?
Leo's daily run.
Yeah, so Leo's daily run. So basically it's in our title of our graph, right? So it tells us how much he runs each day for how many miles, right? Okay. Y'all are doing good. You good?
I'm kind of confused.
Which one? Let's see. Let's take a look. Read it.
How many fewer miles does Leo run on day 2 than on day 1?
Okay. How many fewer miles? So what do we know about?
We got track.
Okay. Let's think about that. Does that make sense to have to subtract? Because we're trying to day 2 and day 1, and how many fewer? So.
Track.
How much money did
2 and 1?
Wait,
Are we just doing the days, or are we doing the miles?
I'm pretty sure we are doing miles.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. I don't know. What did day 2 say? How many miles?
1 mile.
On day 2? Okay. And then how many on day 1? Okay. So yeah. Okay, let's see.
They should be check. They have the same work though.
All right, I want to challenge y'all. How about to come up with a graph?
After that, we could chill.
No, y'all can't chill. All right. So, turn to page 145. This is a graph, okay? Come up with your own scenario, okay? And then challenge your partner to come up with answers to some of your questions, okay? Think about what you like. What do you like?
300.
You like baseball?
Nope. He told me.
Oh, you like video games, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a pro at Fortnite. He'd be full boxing me.
All right.
He bullying me too.
So what could this axis represent?
Days I play Fortnite.
Okay, days you play Fortnite. And what could this represent? Yeah, hours you played on Fortnite, right? So go ahead and then challenge and put you some plots on there for each day, okay? Try not to make them all appear.
And this is the number of mine.
Okay, are you good? Okay, let's see. What you got?
I'm trying to understand this part.
Okay, read it to me.
It says, which pairs of points represent days that Leo run the same number of miles?
Okay, so what do we know in that sentence?
Well, you know that it's trying to figure out how many days Leo runs
The same number of what?
miles.
Okay, so let's look on our chart. Are there any days that he runs the same amount as another day? Which day? Day 2 and 6. Okay, so it says which pair of points? These are our ordered pairs. Okay, so you already have this one, so let's go ahead and put that one there. 2 and 1. And what's this other one?
6 and 1.
Good job. You see? Sometimes you just got to break down that sentence and think about what it means, okay? Okay, what you got?
Says, how many rounds did Blake Moshe earn $150?
Okay. So what do we know on this sentence?
That he has to earn $150.
Okay, is there anything on this chart that could help us out? This plane?
Maybe
Where would $150 be on there? Yeah, so it's in between here, right? So is there any days that he earns $150? See? You're doing good. You good? Okay.
I think Kensley got a little confused on the left.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to help them and then I'm going to come back to y'all, okay?
I need help again.
Again? Okay, let's read it.
It says, Riley says that Leo runs a total of 2 miles during the week because the point 7, 2 represents him running a total of 2 miles in 7 days. Is Riley correct? Explain.
Okay. So what do you think?
I think no,
Okay, why not?
because the other dots are representing him running.
Okay, you're absolutely right. See, you had this. You just had to think about it out loud. So she's saying, Riley's saying this is the total, right? Is that the total? No, that's what?
That's the
Just what? For how many days?
7.
Just for one of those days, right? That's on day 7. So she's thinking that that's the total, and it's not, right? All right. You were absolutely correct in what you said.
Now look at the plot. Look at the what?
He mowed 800.
Y'all keep working. Just leave it right there. I'll get it.
I'm not understanding what it's talking about. It's
Okay, let's read it.
look at the point representing the total distance Tyler rode. Why don't these points appear to line on the same line?
Okay, so look at the points representing the total distance Tyler rode, right? Total distance. Why don't these points appear to lie on this same line? Why are all these points not on this line?
I like to yap.
Because
That's an aircraft carrier. I did.
Think about that. Why are all these dots right here? Why are they not right here on this line?
because they have because the coordinates of 1 and the whole number.
So what I'm saying is, how come this one's not on this line? How come this one's not on this line?
Because of the x
See, you had it. Go ahead, go get your pencil. All right. Everybody take a look. Before you move to your exit ticket, if you haven't already gotten there already, let's talk about some of the things that we've done. Okay. If I was to ask you, what is the story of this one? What could you say? What is the story? Tell me about the graph.
It's about Kelly's road trip.
What specifically? Just Kelly's road trip? It's telling you that just the hours of Kelly's road trip? Y'all are doing good. You're getting there. Let's build on that one. So it's telling you how many hours and the distance that Kelly drove on her road trip. That's absolutely right. Okay? All right. So make sure that you are able to describe what they're telling us, right? Okay? Go ahead, and if you're not on the exit ticket, you can move to the exit ticket. This exit ticket is what?
By yourself.
By yourself on page 145.